Diddy Combs, a notorious drug dealer, has been denied bail for a third time due to the judge's assessment of his threat to witnesses in society. The court has evaluated various factors, including the nature and circumstances of the offense charged, the weight of the evidence against the person, the history and characteristics of the person, and the nature and seriousness of the danger that would be posed by Diddy's release. The court also reviewed information submitted by Combs and the government across all three bail hearings in this case. The court found that the government has shown clear and credible evidence that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. This finding is supported by the fact that Diddy has long been exposed to be involved in witness tampering. And even though Diddy was offering $50 million, the details of his bond package were shocking. The proposed bail package was a $50 million bond co-signed by Diddy, his mother, sister, mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons, secured by the equity in his property in Miami, Florida. The government argued that the proposed bail package was insufficient, as Diddy had already been caught trying to contact witnesses. The court found that the government had allegations that Diddy and his associates were trying to tamper with witness testimony last year to avoid cooperation with the government. The court found that Diddy's attorney is doing everything possible to make it look like Diddy is a good person, but the judges knew better. Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, believes that Diddy is a fighter and will fight the case until the end. He believes that Diddy did not do these things, and that there is no coercion or crime involved. Diddy's 10-year relationship with Combs was civil, and he is now a witness in a criminal case. The court has expressed confidence in Diddy's innocence and the possibility of his attorneys filing for bail. However, Diddy's consistent predatory behavior and the judge's decision to deny bail are unlikely to allow him to walk out before his trial in May 2025. The case of rapper Diddy is ongoing, with his attorney claiming to have interviewed over 49 witnesses who will stand against him. The prosecutors claim that the government has not provided any tapes, which is a complete lie. However, the evidence they have collected includes videos showing Kevin Hart and Diddy, along with Usher, standing next to a hooker at a Diddy party. Diddy's attorney believes that the evidence is strong and that the interviews were conducted in an intimate setting where everyone wanted to be there. They have flown around the country and interviewed various individuals, including a grand jury witness, but they have not interviewed her. The interviews have been conducted without any coercion or non-consensual behavior. And the interviews have not revealed any coercion or non-consensual behavior. People around Diddy, including 50 Cent and Gandeal, believe that Diddy is going to get bail soon. 50 Cent posted on Instagram that Diddy was going to be released soon, while Gandeal said that Diddy might shock the world at the next bail hearing. However, according to the most recent ruling, there is nothing that Diddy can do that would convince the judges it is safe to release him. The prosecutors are trying to use some of the things that happen to criminals and inmates all the time, such as impromptu searches. In one case, they took some of Diddy's legal information and the information of the other inmates, which they believe is important for the case. In conclusion, the case of Diddy is ongoing, with the defense arguing that the government has not provided enough evidence to support his case. The attorney's defense is well established, and the evidence presented by the prosecutors is strong. However, the case remains unsolved, and the prosecutors may continue to use impromptu searches and other tactics to pressure Diddy into releasing him. The judge ordered Diddy Bell to give back his bail, stating that his lawyers could not properly handle his case due to constant searches in jail and the use of CES to search him. They discovered that Diddy was using other inmates' phone cards, which is common for inmates. This information led to the prosecution attempting to come up with something else. The judge is expected to revisit the procedures next week, as they held off on the release of Diddy's bail. Gene Deal has spoken extensively about Diddy's bail and predicted what would happen next. He stated that he had contacts in the court that told him the judge had found out about his attempt at witness tampering, and that the more Diddy tried to get free, the harder it would be for him to get bail. This means that Diddy should accept his fate and start preparing for trial. Diddy is allegedly involved in arson and blackmailing when it comes to trying to pressure and silence victims. When the feds caught them, they found drugs on his person and in his room. Diddy went in front of the first judge, who said that his lawyers couldn't handle him because he had plenty of time to clean himself up and start doing the right thing. The judge couldn't give Diddy bail because he didn't show that he could do nothing and still had the ability to be threatening to witnesses. People are confused by why Diddy's lawyers went to another judge, believing that they would receive a lower bail than the first one. Diddy's actions were shocking, as the calls Diddy made using the phone privileges of other inmates are all recorded. This could only mean that Diddy is worried and starting to mess up. Why would Diddy try to get in contact with witnesses, especially the day before the decision of the bail hearing? He got to know that they reporting in cause, so he could think that he could get away with witness tampering in prison. The text discusses the behavior of rapper Sean Puff Wright, who has been closely monitored by authorities due to his actions. Wright has allegedly received calls and threats to stop talking about Diddy, and Diddy has told him that enough is enough. There are reports that a cease and desist could be issued against Wright for what he's exposing about Diddy. Jaguar Wright already received a cease and assist from Jay-Z. Diddy's attorney Mark Agnifilo has been caught in a lie after a few days after he told CNN that there was absolutely no footage against Diddy. Courtney Burgess, a friend of Diddy's ex-wife, testified that he had 8 different freak-off tapes that were handed over to the FBI. These tapes include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. Burgess answered what he could given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, many appeared to be either inebriated or under the influence of drugs. This speculation is based on the fact that out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, many of them appeared to be either inebriated or under the influence of drugs. The text also discusses the possibility of a cease and desist order being issued against Wright for what he's exposing about Diddy. Wright has already received a cease and assist from Jay-Z, and the only reason Diddy hasn't started doing the same is because he wants to look like he's harmless. The text also touches on the fact that Diddy's former girlfriend, B, made 58 attempts to get her to stop the lawsuit against him, and Wright tried to get someone to reach out to him. Burgess's testimony is limited to a few tapes available on the dark web, but it provides valuable insights into the behavior of Diddy's supporters and the potential for further investigation. The legal battle against Sean Diddy Combs continues, with 120 individuals intending to bring civil claims in civil court against him and other defendants. The lawyer pursuing these charges has come out and stated that he will expose everyone connected to Diddy, including high-ranking politicians. There is a good chance that Diddy will try to either silence the victims or try to settle out of court, as he did with Cassie in a recent $100 million lawsuit. The lawyers are following evidence and exposing the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. They plan to pursue this matter no matter who the evidence implicates. Attorney Busby highlights that among the alleged victims, 25 were minors at the time of the incident, some as young as 9 years old. Another instance involved an individual 15 years old being drugged and taken into a private room where a female minor was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her. Another incident involved an individual 26 years old attending a group dinner with Sean Combs in Miami, who was not drinking because she was pregnant but was blacked out after drinking at the table. The lawyers are preparing to file lawsuits, which may not be big names at first, but will include people who have been involved in the case. They want to do as much due diligence as humanly possible before filing the case, as public filings are in fact public in the United States. The details of the crimes committed by Diddy are shocking and would honestly horrify any jury that hears them. The grand jury witness against Diddy is also someone who was abused by Diddy, so there is a good chance that if this case goes to trial, Diddy will not be getting out. The allegations include serious claims such as rape, sexual assault facilitated by drugs, and the unauthorized distribution of recording. Diddy's history of trying to silence people who could speak up against him has led to his crimes catching up with him. The criminals involved with Diddy include powerful people in the country, including politicians, CEOs, and music producers. If Diddy goes down, everyone goes down with him, and nobody comes out. They brand it all about money. Seeing what he did to Cassie with the kicking punching. These people are represented by a brand, whether it's music, clothing, or movies. They pray that they are not on the tape doing crazy stuff being alled up in the whole 9 yards. When the Fed asks Sean Combs to testify against Diddy, Combs doesn't even come out and says anything. The people in the congregation are shaking in their boots because Diddy didn't lead them to damnation. People always put their faith in the pastor instead of God. And they need to understand that he's just a man with a history. CBS is worried that they might be on tap. As they know that they aren't speaking up or saying nothing, the case is far from over. And it's unclear if Diddy will ever manage to secure bail or if this is just the beginning of the end for him. In the comments below, the speaker discusses the situation with CBS and the potential consequences of being on tape. They mention that Diddy's history of trying to silence people who could speak up against him is not going to be easy, and they hope that the FBI will eventually find a way to secure bail.